was out in the country then. You couldn't hear any traffic. And the men would put the potato salad up there and a bunch of other things, and they'd start the fire going, and they'd just talk, and us boys would hover around listening. Because what we wanted to do was learn how to be men, right? And these were our models, and we'd listen to them, and they would teach us by third person. They'd be talking to one another, but we'd listen. And then the women would arrive just about the time the wood had burned down and was coals. And it was a tradition in our family that they'd throw some linguiça on there. And some chorizo, is that right? And they put the steaks on, of course. Steaks were pretty cheap. In those days, they were 29 cents a pound, you know. And they'd cook those steaks, but the linguiça and the chorizo, they'd cut up. That was for the cooks and the men. They'd stand around that fire all day. And the women would arrive, and they'd bring more potato salad, and they'd bring that green jello. And they'd bring deviled eggs and a great big pot of beans and French bread. And Uncle Fred would take that French bread and slice it right down the middle and melt some butter and put garlic in it, salt. And he'd use a paintbrush and put it on that toasted bread. Oh, that was so good. And he'd cut off a piece and give it to us kids. And then the last one to arrive, someone would bring my grandmother and my grandfather, and they would have lawn chairs that they could sit in. Families were close then. And right in the middle of those families was God. God was never too far out of the conversation. God was never too far from your thought. We knew that God was in charge of everything.